What's up, everybody? We have a new second episode of the podcast style videos. So we're gonna roll out an official podcast in the coming weeks, officially spread that CPA knowledge, CPA information. But until then, I really like to do these videos. It's your main man, Colin Dijs, the CPA marketing storyteller, information provider, and dedicated mentor. So I've been getting a lot of requests about basically more business stuff lately than actually CPA stuff, and obviously everything intrigues me, and I talk shit about everything, just whatever's on my mind. You guys know me, how it goes, and obviously I always have some judgmental thing to say, an opinion on anything. So basically, lately I've been going to meeting some more interesting people who are where I want to be, shaking some hand, kissing some booties. You know how it is, trying to be in those circles, get comfortable and learn. What I noticed, everybody says that I'm hella fucking judgmental, and because I'm so judgy, people don't really always know what to say. Because we Dutch people, we are open as fuck. So we'll just say, and super direct. So we'll just say what we think and no hard feelings to it. But obviously sometimes you hurt people's feelings. So you have to take things into consideration. But looking at the business side of things, I came to understand a little bit better what kind of entrepreneur I am. Because you have like the visionary entrepreneur. You have like the self-employed entrepreneur. You have like the comfortable entrepreneur, the lifestyle entrepreneur, all kinds of different variations. And either you grow in your entrepreneurial journey or you don't. And some people grow faster because of opportunity, and some people grow faster because of mindset. And it's all good, man. Like, what I came to notice is that not everybody is on the same page, and that's okay. So people you have associated with before doesn't necessarily mean you will associate with them now. If you're always the smartest person in your group, then you are the retard, because there's no growth. I mean, no hard feelings. It doesn't mean that you have to cut those people out of your life at all. It just means that there is no direct value for you anymore to grow. And I think if you are in this entrepreneurial space, you want to be different. You want to make a difference in your field. Whether it's CPA, it's all about knowledge. So the more you know, the more people you know, the more opportunities there are. What I noticed is, apart from the entrepreneurial thing, what I've been talking about with different networks and different advertisers, the main shift from providing money to affiliates, which used to be the main motivator, to relationships. And you see they sponsoring events at these conferences. They give out free drinks, they give out free dinners. The relationship building is so much more important, and going to be so much more important in the future, where all these scammy networks pop up, affiliates who have no loyalty whatsoever. They just switch networks every single week, which I've done myself as well, guilty. But right now, I always focus on 3 main networks, which I always work with, because there's some form of loyalty there. How is that loyalty created? Through trust, through opportunity. And fun fact, through my mastermind, we're going to work with 5 different partners, so either networks or direct advertisers, and they support the mission and what I'm trying to do fully, written in a contract, but also in the way they support the entire mastermind. In such a situation, it's obviously very unique, and it creates a bond of loyalty. The affiliates have no loyalty because there is no direct connection. What do they do for you? Nothing. They just help you make money until there's an issue, until an advertiser doesn't pay and the network fixes it. That creates loyalty. Until they take you out for drinks, until you see them in real life, until they take you out for dinner. And that's why there is such a big effort from these advertisers and networks on conferences, meeting you there, because it significantly increases the bond. So what I'm doing with my trainings is I'm creating that bond online. The entire 45 days of the mastermind, there's this crazy connection between the coach, the partner, and the student. which I think is pretty cool. From what I've noticed, is the biggest struggle for networks and advertisers is people who sign up and never log in, and when they do log in, they never run anything. So if for all the people who sign up, you have 3% who actually deliver your traffic, that's so shit. But it happens a lot. Because often you just want to have a look inside, right? And that's why I like these networks who just have an offer overview available on their front page. Then I don't need to sign up because I just want a sneak peek of what they have and compare it to other things. And as soon as you mature as an affiliate, you will see it's not only about payout, it's all about EPC. So you drop the payouts, you drop the different offers, then you work with advertisers who can just make you any offer you want, especially when you run things like I do, like sweepstakes. They can just make you any offer you think of. And if you have proven yourself as an affiliate, they will. They will allow you to grow and give you opportunities that you otherwise wouldn't have because they trust you. And I would say those kind of small steps, I just mentioned like 5 things, those kind of small steps, they really make the difference in loyalty. And yeah, for me, that loyalty and respect, because right now I'm making the shift from CPA into more of a business coaching model with provided services. That loyalty and respect, I think that is one of my most valuable business skills. Like, I mean, you don't have to disrespect me, especially not in a conference or whatever, because you know, everybody is from a different environment, and I'm from an environment where you talk shit, you get hit. Simple. And that will always be the case because sometimes that is in your nature. Obviously, you try to adapt yourself to the situation, so you might not swing first hand. But there's a Dutch saying that the first punch is worth like a pound of gold, something like that, translated. Because that's just how people are brought up, and that's why, as I spoke before about the Dutch directness in talking and speaking, so it sometimes offends people because they cannot deal with it. Doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't do it, but you should take these factors into consideration, especially when doing business, especially when it's about money. So the next conference is Affiliate World in Barcelona, the big one, in July 9th and 10th, or 8th and 9th, I think. Oh, I have to sneeze. Is it coming? No. Is it? Yeah. Whew, bless me. So, yeah, July 8th and 9th, and that is a situation where you as an affiliate have the opportunity to go face to face with the people you talk with on a daily basis, which obviously increases that bond. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think these conferences are, you'll find a lot of new relations there. You'll find a lot of new partners, new opportunities, and a lot of fun also, because the conferences are usually from like 9 until 6 or 9 to 5. And then afterwards you have like an after talk, which is like basically an open bar, or like a bar which is accessible. So not free drinks, but open bar, like a bar that's accessible for like 2 hours. So maybe from like 5 to 7 or 5 to 8. And then after that, there's always a club usually attached to it, and with some parties and shit. Yeah, pretty good time. Pretty good. So apart from that, I think the overall affiliate industry is changing quite fast, and most people don't see it, which is difficult because most people are doing business now. Most people are working in the business and not on the business. So that is one of my struggles. Somebody recently told me like, man, everything is growing so fast, but just make sure you're not working in the business and focus on the business. And that's what I have right now. Like right now, in my own situation, I'm limited to the amount of growth I can capture, because the growth is, I would say, maybe over 50% per month. And I can only capture around 36-38% because there's just not more people. The hiring goes slow. I only have so many hours in a day. I work every day 15 hours. So it's a struggle. But I don't like Gary Vaynerchuk that much, but I do follow him on Instagram. But he said like way back, like I saw Facebook, I saw Twitter, I saw Instagram, I saw the shift happening between platforms. And I feel kind of that right now, I feel that the changes in the affiliate world are so obvious, but nobody's talking about it, nobody's doing anything about it. I mean, Black Hat is gonna die and fucking cripple because compliance is going to take over. Are you going to wait for that? It doesn't mean that you cannot make a lot of money out of it the coming years, but you know that it will not have longevity. And you already see like Mundo Media, companies that heavily depend on the Black Hat going down. Like these are multi-million-dollar companies being destroyed because of compliance, which I think is very, very interesting. The shift in loyalty, the shift in bigger networks, so not a bunch of fucking smaller networks. And then you have obviously the pop-up networks like crypto. All of a sudden you had like from Eastern Europe, you had like 50 little crypto networks, half of them going down in like 1 year. Very, very interesting. You see those waves and patterns, and that's something that for me is interesting. It has to do with the CPA marketing space, but not really about running ads. It's more about seeing the difficulties and seeing the opportunities. Because there's so many opportunities, but if you don't see them, you cannot seize them. Because media buying is one thing, right? So basically what I teach, the running of ads, how the entire system works. Half of it is like technical support, setting up the landers, finding the images. And the other half is like copywriting and some funnel skills, just psychological thought patterns. And then the main part is just media buying. And media buying is a skill alone. I think if you're successful at running sweepstakes, you can run a lot of other verticals on Facebook, like PIN, credit card, insurance, e-com, cash on delivery. So it's not necessarily about running the actual business, or as I said, working in the business. The biggest shift for most entrepreneurs, and for everybody talks about it, but for most it takes years to develop is the mindset. As soon as your mindset changes, you will explode in growth. It's really significant. It's very, very interesting. So as I said before, lately I've been surrounding myself with bigger entrepreneurs, more wealthy entrepreneurs, not because there is nothing for them to gain. There's always something from there to gain from a young, ambitious mind, because I don't have the limitations in my mind they have because of experience, right? So they have had experiences in their life, and therefore they are limited to certain beliefs because it is the way it is. And I have not had that experience yet, and therefore my ambition is very big and my vision is still very big. And it sends out a lot of positive vibes, obviously, when I did like 16 presentations for the mastermind, and after I did the second presentation for the first party, so 17 in total, I got my first offer. So I got 16 times I got declined. And these presentations were from half an hour to 2 hours, right? So it was a lot of work, but what I did is I was just writing down what went wrong and then improve it. No fear of failure whatsoever. And that's what I like about, I've been following Dan Pena, not him only, but also his mentees, because he's a little bit intense. And I'm intense too, so I like it, but I like some of his more chill mentees, like the Dutch guy Michael Pilasek, or the Canadian guy Dan Locke, who has a more social presence. And they all have their own expertise, obviously, but as soon as you become fearless, all the opportunities arise. And all you have to do is take whatever you want. And fuck out of here with that bullshit like, oh, selfish, narcissist. That's what all the fucking stupid people say who are not taking, who are just letting other people take their shit. I think I've said it in a different video. I said it in the interview with Brian Fiver. I always look for the win-win. I don't believe in win-lose in a business situation. Always win-win. But I win more. It's never 50-50. Maybe it's 70-30. Doesn't mean you've lost, but you still have gained something. But I've gained more. And that's because I'm actually willing to put in the effort. I don't say I'm fearless. I'm ruthless. So if it's about business, I don't have any empathy. Business is business and personal shit is personal. But it also means that if we're doing business, don't bring up any personal shit like... somebody said before to me, can I give you some personal advice? And I was like, fuck out of here. But I was respectful and I listened to it. But I was like, man, I don't need this shit from you. You ain't nobody to me. So you don't give me any of your shit, right? Although it was maybe meant well and I respected it. I said, thank you for your opinion. I respect it, but I'm not going to do anything with it. Because you cannot be always like, what's it called? Like annoyed and people stepping on your toes. No, you need tough skin. But being ruthless is just like, if you have a $50 bill in your hand and it's business, I'm just going to give you a little push and take that $50 bill. And the little push might be a little sales strategy or a little bit of manipulation. But it doesn't matter. Business is very different from personal shit. I think we have a mastermind chat group on Skype where old people from the mastermind are still talking, right? And there's also a Facebook group, and that's lifetime. So all the new members get onboarded in that group too. But in the Skype group yesterday, somebody was saying like, oh, how come there's still a couple of people struggling? So we had like 28 students and 27 made it out positively. So one person completely failed. 27 made it out good, but the argument was, why are there no consistent profit from like 4 to 5 people? That's a lot of people. It's almost 25%, 20 to 25%. Why are these 4 to 5 people not making consistent profit? And I'm like, this is what business is. If it were easy, everybody would do it. And obviously I kept my cool, but like those kind of things, like, why is this hard? I thought if I pay you, then it would be easy. You know what you signed up for. Stop being a fucking little bitch, because I already know you don't have what it takes. If you give those kind of... And he might be young. I don't know anything about him. He might be young or he might be inexperienced. Because before I also said, like, why is this so difficult? 4 years ago, right? But right now I understand the sacrifice that has to be made to get what others don't have. But you have to do what others don't do. Very simple. It's a very easy equation. So I like when Elon Musk said, if I work 40 hours a week, my chance of success is 25%. Yeah? So his answer was, why would you work 150 to 180 hours a week? Only because in that sense, you increases your odds of success by a lot. Or I think he said like 160 hours a week or whatever. How much would that be? So you have 24 hours in a day. Let me see. 24 hours in a day times 7. There's 168. So in that sense, you would sleep an hour and a half. So I don't think that's really possible. Maybe he said 120. Because 120 is more realistic, right? So 120 divided by 7. Then you work 17 hours a day, which is, okay, it's doable. For an entrepreneur on his level, it might be very realistic. 120 against 40. So before his luck was 25%, and now his luck is 75%. Because 3 times the initial amount of luck. Is he more lucky? Fuck no. It's just a mathematical equation. It's just math. Basic math. And then you can say, but when time increases, performance goes down. Man, we're not fucking majoring in psychology on fucking Harvard. This is fucking basic business just to make across a point. 3 times the effort, 3 times the result. And as soon as you understand these things, that it is 99% mindset and 1% effort. 1% action even. Man, I recently, because I'm very open to helping, right? I think every message I get, I reply. Even if it's fucking retarded, I just say like, I'm not interested in helping you at this point. Something like that. But I always are respectful because I want people to treat me with respect too. And I always reply. So had a lot of people recently, a couple of Dutch entrepreneurs actually, who were asking me like, I think this and this and this, and people say this and this and this. So the biggest problem I see is that people ask too many people too many questions. All you have to do is find one person who is where you want to be and follow that strategy. If you're going to ask multiple people, you're going to get confused. If you're going to follow multiple people's advice, multiple people say multiple things, you're going to get confused. All of these things lead to one thing, which is not taking action, which is the only thing you should do. Because the faster you take action, the faster you fail. The faster you fail, the faster you will get to results. It's so fucking simple. I just told you. Listen to it again. Listen to it again and again and again. Because as soon as you understand that that's how it works, you become ruthless. You become fearless. You'll just run until you fall. And then you learn something. And then you want to fall again. You will go again. You will take a huge sprint until you fall again. But at some point you will not fall and you will go up. Up. And as soon as that happens, for me, it took 3 long years. 2.5 years of 10 hours a day. Then I found my success and I took it to 15 hours a day. Why? Because I don't want to miss out on this opportunity that I've worked so hard for. I've had people say, like, you've made it. Like, I have enough money to chill. Why don't you just chill and do whatever the fuck you want to do? Because I don't know what I want to do. All I want to do is this. This business becomes your baby. This business becomes everything you've worked for. All the hard work and sacrifice have gone into this little money-making thing. So it's not really about the money, it's about the growth. And there's so much more growth. And if you don't capture potential, shame on you. Unless it's not one of your goals. But don't say it's one of your goals and then don't capture it. That's also funny. Like, you have business potential, obviously, but there's also a big part of your human potential. And some people, they're just really good at business things, and some people are not. And you have to figure out for yourself what you want. If you have a goal, don't write down a fucking goal of get a Lamborghini, because that's some stupid materialistic goal. It's worthless, because if you want a Lamborghini, you can get it in 2 months. Just sell your ass behind the gas station, and then you'll have it if you get plowed like 20 times a day. That's not what it's about. If it's that materialistic, if it's that motivating for you, but then I want you to work as hard for it to get it and then drive that Lamborghini like 5 times a day. The chances are that you're going to do that, unlikely. Usually it's more like a visionary goal, more like it's highly unlikely to be materialistic. That might benefit your short-term thinking. But that's all what is wrong with the current state of entrepreneurs. We need to think long-term. We need to think longevity. Why? What was it again? Why 60% of the businesses fail in their first year and 90% of the businesses fail in the years thereafter until the 5th year? The chances are that your business survives 5 years, it will survive 50 years. Because longevity is the key to doing business. I don't get why people want to be a millionaire in their first month. It's not going to happen. Highly unlikely. If you want to be a millionaire in your first month, you have to be a pop star or have to be discovered or do some stupid shit on TV. But there's no longevity in that. Unless you're a really good singer. But when you look at good singers, good artists, usually they've been grinding for years until they get discovered. But they keep doing what they're doing and they look for that longevity. In that sense, business is much the same. Focus on what you can do, don't focus on what you cannot do. Keep doing what you're doing and try to be 0.01% better. I'm going to do a video in the near future on this topic because I think it's so interesting. I've applied it on a couple of my old circle friends and relations, and I tell them to be 0.01% better. It means that in 3 years, just over 3 years, you've accomplished that one goal of being better. And then you move on to the next goal. And then people say, well, I cannot wait 3 years to be better. Then you can never wait. Because 3 years will flash by in no time. And there is no point where you have it figured out. You will always be searching for the next thing. You'll always be chasing that next project, that next goal. Because what we really want, as entrepreneurs, I would say, is growth. We want to do something people say we cannot do through growth. It is always more And what you often see is that as soon as entrepreneurs has reached their own capacity of learning, so basically they say, I'm done, right? I've had 40 years of the grind. Then they find spiritual growth. There's always some form of growth. The very successful entrepreneur, you never see them chill. You never see them fucking chill. Because people say, oh, it's in their blood, it's in their genes, they were born entrepreneurs. Fuck no. All these people do is they have the structure that was applied for growth, and they became addicted to the growth. And they seek it in other fields too, which I think is great. If you lose out on that opportunity, it's a shame. So I just want to wrap it up here. Gave me the idea to do the video on the 0.01%, because that's a very, very cool topic. So I talked a lot of shit in this video, and there's a bit of a rant as well. I like doing this video. So as I said, very soon we're going to put this on whatever service it is, I don't know. So we'll do kind of these kind of podcasts, and usually what I wanted to do is phrase them around a question. So if you made it this far into this video, go leave a comment down below of what topic you would like me to talk about. And then don't say anything like, oh, build this and this and this, because on a podcast you cannot build. On a podcast I can only talk. And I'd rather talk about ideas and give my opinion on it, or talk about mindset topics, interesting other things, anything you guys would like to listen to while you're driving to work, your cardio, or whatever you guys are doing. So leave that down in the comments below. Thank you guys for listening to me once more, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.